Welcome to the fish tank.
Hey everybody, Fishman here, and welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be a little bit short. The lead up to Christmas for me is insanely busy. I have clients that are going to be away or just out of the office, so I have to have all the tanks ready for no one to actually be looking at them at all for a week, week and a half, maybe even longer in some cases. So there's just an awful lot to do. So I didn't really have too much time to work on this today, but I wanted to show you at least how far I've gotten. This is going to be a Matten filter. It is going to fit in the top, the 2x2 tank on the recycled rack. And I want it to be a little bit different than the standard Matten. First off, there's going to be two Mattens in it. There's going to be two sponges. I find the sponge filters in general and this style of filter, if you just have the one and you pull it out and clean it, you are reducing its ability to, biological filtration. It gets interrupted, and I didn't want to have that effect, so I'm going to have two of them, and I'll just alternate cleaning them. That's the first change. The other thing I want to do is, you notice there's an awful lot of room back there. I'm going to have, obviously, space so that the two standpipes, one on this side, one on the other, can feed into the tank. But I also want to do other things back there. Those are obviously for later videos, but there are going to be things that they're going to make this a little bit different. Also, the other thing is, I really like the high humidity lid I made, and I want to put one over top of this bigger tank, and it is actually going to be a lot larger than the one I made previously. I really like that, and I want to see how far I can make that go. So this is as far as I got. This is not even glued in place. I still need to make the brackets for this. And also, I mean, this has to be able to obviously be held in place, and there's some trimming that needs to be done and all that sort of stuff. But all that will come. Hopefully I'll have this as an update for you for Friday. And speaking of updates, the rest of this video is going to be updates for some of the other projects I've already done. Just some short footage to show you how things are going. So this is how the T system is going to work. There's about a 1/2 inch overlap. It's going to be all the way around the front of it. And then obviously there's going to be a bracket on the bottom and then clips on the sides as well. I just want this to be roughly held in place. It's not going to be firmly held because, I mean, it's porous, so water is going to go through it anyway. I just want to make sure that it doesn't fall down. And you also notice the main divide there's holes drilled. Those aren't really necessary because it's all going to be common water anyway, but I just wanted to have that there too. This is the large 7x2 foot aquarium that I put this on. Unfortunately, the algae filter, I knew it wasn't going to last long, but it is already falling apart. Not falling apart. It's not really. Let's just say the population of algae is not going to continue. It can't keep up with everything that I'm doing to it. I put these new plants in. I've done a few water changes, obviously, and it's just with just this here, which is the part I wanted to show you. I really like how the water is cascading through this now that it's matured for a week, and I think it's actually going to be a really cool filter. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that, and like I said, it's not. The algae aspect of it was just, for fun anyway, but this is the true algae filter. This is the version 3 I've put together. And finally, the Chaeto I put in here is sufficiently of mass now that I can clean this out, divide it up, and also put it into the other one. And then, of course, I'll start after this, once these two start growing out again to this point, I will alternate cleaning them, and then we'll see if this is actually something that's going to make a difference. So there, I've divided up roughly. I'm going to get these all running again. So that's pretty much the updates for this. There's one other thing I want to talk about, and that is this. This is a jade plant clipping. It came from Deb Tim. I'll leave a link to her channel below. Definitely go check it out. She's an absolutely wonderful lady, and she has an amazing channel. And this came from her living room. She calls it her oasis, and it's no exaggeration. It is worth checking out just for that alone. There's tons of plants in there, there's fish in there, and up here in Canada, it is actually something that is a blessing for sure, especially in the long winters. I'm going to put it in here for the time being, Deb. I want to get at least a little bit of a start on it. It's going to sit up here in the high humidity planter, and then I'll transplant it into a pot and do all the proper things for it. Now, the other thing that Deb sent me a little bit while ago when it was warmer, I got her to send me some of her red wiggler worms. And I started culturing them. Obviously, as you can tell by what's growing in here, the first few kitchen scraps I put in here had more than a few little pieces of potato. And potatoes will grow obviously quite well. As long as there's an eye, they'll sprout. And they've done so. In their first little while, I just let them grow, and that's what this clipping is from. Just because it was just kind of funny more than anything else. They're not going to harm the worms at all. But I've since trimmed this down, Deb. I want to actually get quite a culture of worms going so I can feed my fish. And I just wanted to, it was, like I said, it was just fun to see. So anyway, that's pretty much the end of this video. Sorry it's short, but like I said, there's lots to do. I will hopefully get that Matten filter hooked up and running for Friday. I also might end up having that the final tray for the trickle filter in the 7-foot tank done, all depending on how things go. So if you like this style of video, please like and or subscribe, and thank you again, Deb, for sending this to me. I am highly appreciative. It's very, very generous of you. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and thanks for watching, and bye for now.